On June 24th, I decided to clean up my closet because I had been waiting the many days before. I had even gone to D.C. on one of the days that they could have called out the Roe v. Wade overturned. So that day I decided I'm just gonna clean up my closet. I'm just gonna not look at my phone, look at my emails, just not pay attention to media, not argue with people, not even look at the hate messages that I get daily. I'm just gonna do my own thing. And then my son comes into my room and says, Mom, have you looked at the news? And I'm like, no, I'm cleaning. Mom, you did it. Aren't you glad you're on the right side of history at the right time? God is good, and his timing, it's perfect. Look at me. Because you guys are warriors. I don't want to go against you. You are the crazies of the sidewalk. That's what we call you. It was the year 2000 when I was looking for a job, and my friend worked for Planned Parenthood. And she said, Mayra, why don't you come work for them? They help women. Now, I'm coming from Mexico, right? I'm an immigrant, born and raised in Mexico City, devoted to Our Lady of Guadalupe. You cannot be from Mexico City and not be devoted. You just can't. Even if you're an atheist, she's untouchable. So, being raised in a Catholic family, abortion was not in my book. We don't even talk about abortion. So when my friend said Planned Parenthood, I had little knowledge of who Planned Parenthood was. They didn't exist in Mexico yet that I knew. So she said, but they help women. And I said, oh, okay, good. My dream was to become a doctor in my home country. Obviously, that dream got crashed when I was in a foreign country, and I couldn't become a doctor. So the next big thing for me was to work in the healthcare field, helping women, right? I mean, what damage can I do? I'm helping women, preventive care, right? The good side of Planned Parenthood. I remember the very first day when I was walking through the parking lot, this crazy lady on the sidewalk said, hey, don't go in there, let me help you. I rushed in, that was very scary. So I said, what is that lady doing there? Oh, she's just praying. They're crazy. Don't pay attention to them. That's just what they do. They pray. This was the year 2000. Now, none of you were already on 40 Days for Life. Still, 40 Days wasn't in the books. So, I started working, and I started devoting myself to the movement of Planned Parenthood, to their mission, because one thing I'm going to be honest with you, is I truly believe in their mission. I truly believe that I was helping women. That by preventing, I will argue with you on the sidewalk and tell you, I would have told Sean, I prevent more abortions in the preventive side of Planned Parenthood than you do on the sidewalk. Because I give him birth control. I truly believe that. And the years went by, and I devoted myself to that mission. And then obviously, because I was so loyal to them, and so good, right? I escalated, and I became the assistant director. And then I became the training coordinator for the entire state of Arizona. And a lot of people don't know this about me. Yes, I was training how to sell abortions. I was training those new employees how to deliver the pregnancy test result and make them think that 16-year-old that was the worst thing ever happened to her. The very first thing we will tell them is never, ever say congratulations. That's the first thing any other place will do when you're pregnant. Congratulations, you're going to be a mom. No, that's not allowed in Planned Parenthood. You are not allowed to say congratulations because this is not a good news. You don't know if it's a good news. So you can say that. That could traumatize that 16-year-old. No, you have to walk into the room with a tragic face and tell her this is the worst thing that has ever happened to her by putting your face of, oops, you're pregnant. And that's how we train them to sell abortions. Now, I told you this is the moment that's why they give you a cookie to sweeten you up so you won't kill me. Because my story is not an easy one to tell. Usually I don't ask people, did you love my story? I ask, did it inspire you? Because there's nothing to love about it. It's very hard, you see, as a former abortion worker, it's very hard to stand here and admit the wrongdoing in your life. No one wants to do that. But we have to, for the greater good. So after being the coordinator, the training coordinator, I became the director of First Title X Center in North Phoenix. I'm still very devoted to them. Then, because I'm so good, they told me, you're going to manage Flagstaff too. Here I am managing the Title X Center in Flagstaff, Arizona. Now I have 2 clinics under my wing, and this is the year 2015. The year 2016, they gave me the Employee of the Year award because I was so loyal to them. I mean, I was so good that they sent me along with Cecile Richards, their former CEO, to DC to advocate for them not to lose Title X money under Trump. Now, with that award of the Best Employee of the Year came the last proposal at the end of 2016. Mayra, we need you to be the director of the biggest abortion center in the state of Arizona. Boy, I don't want it, I said. Contrary to what most people believe is no one wakes up one day saying, I'd like to be the director of the abortion facility. No one does. We actually don't. Even, I have heard so many horror stories about it, like employee retention ones. No one wants to work there. I remember Sean Carney the other day said something like this. The doctors are there because they want that easy money. To them, it's easy money. Abortionists, we're going to call them abortionists, not doctors. The staff members are there because they have no other choice, and I will explain to you a little bit why. The patients don't want to be there because no matter how many TikToks you see or funny videos saying, I love having my abortion, it's not true. No woman wants to have an abortion. The only people who want to be there, it's you. And that's what Sean Carney tells you. You're the only ones who actually are committed to be there. They want to be there. Everyone else is being forced to be there. And I was no exception. I was told, if you don't take this position, when Trump takes away our money, we will close your other 2 clinics and you will have no job. After 16 years of being with them, I said, I owe it to them. They opened the doors to the American dream. Who else would have done that for me, right? What could happen? Now, throughout the years, I remember my mother, very strong Catholic, she asked me, but they say you kill babies in there. No, Mom, I work on the good side of Planned Parenthood. We don't do that. My side has nothing even to, it doesn't even come from abortion. Naive, right? That's what you're thinking right now. So when I became the director of that abortion facility, that excuse that I was saying my mother no longer worked, right? And then she started praying. She's the very first person that prayed for me besides you on the sidewalk, the crazies. So then I started showing up there. And I'm going to be honest with you, I did not understand you. I'm Catholic, right? I know the power of praying. I mean, every time I step on a stage, here it is, my weapon. I had it when I drove my car to the abortion facility. That's how the people praying knew that I was Catholic, because I had my rosary. Born and raised Catholic, and I think we're the ones that you have a hard time understanding. How? How can you be there? Because it is very easy to be blind to the truth. It's very easy to be selfish, and that's my story. I was selfish. I had the American dream. I had a good job. I had benefits. I had something that otherwise I could not have gotten without Planned Parenthood, so I thought. They had convinced me of that. So what happened when I became the director of the biggest abortion center in Arizona? I stopped believing the lies. First of all, I started seeing that abortion is not 3% of our services. I strongly believe that what I was doing on the preventive side was bigger than the abortion. They told me that. Mayra, what you do in those centers is more important. Abortion is only 3%. Yeah, because they tell that to the employees too. But then I was asked to see 45 women a day, 50 for abortion pill and 30 for surgical abortion. I was like, whoa, that's not 3%. I only have to see 12 patients in the other facilities. For well woman exams, birth control combined. That's not 3%. What else did I see? The complications that go unreported. The complications that Planned Parenthood and the abortion industry would like to deny that happens. See, I just heard Steve and Sean speak about the statistics, and I'm going to tell you that I don't believe in statistics. Why? Because I saw how the abortionists will fake those statistics by not reporting any complications. They make the statistics. They report to the state, to the health department. How could we ever know the truth? I saw the daily perforations done to women and not being told about it. I saw the darkness of abortion. and the damage of abortion to the very people that I swore to protect, who were women. That's what I was there for. I was there for them. I strongly believe that that woman was going to be better when she had that abortion, but that was not the case. And then what else did I see? That to them the unborn is trash. Just a human waste. The day came that a 19-year-old girl had an abortion. She was 14 weeks pregnant. And seeing complete abortions happen almost daily at any abortion facility, legal abortion facility, in the United States and the world. This is why they have to go into the POC room and count and make a puzzle out of the baby pieces and check that there's 2 legs, 2 arms, a torso, and a head. In this case, my assistant went into the room and checked, and she was missing a head. She came back to the room and asked the abortionist, "We're missing the head." But he had already inserted an IUD, it's a device inserted on women to prevent pregnancy. So he said, "Go look everywhere." And she did. And he said, "I'm moving to the next room." And she got very concerned and came into my office and told me about it. And she was crying and said, "He cannot let her go like that." Part of my mission is to tell you that abortion workers are not all evil. I'm not going to tell you that we're angels. No. There's bad and good people everywhere. But they're not evil. A lot of them strongly believe they're helping women. A lot of them strongly believe that this is the worst, the less evil thing. That child is better not being born from that drug addict. That child is better not being born in a teen mother. They strongly believe that because we don't see the reality of what is happening and the human sacrifice that is happening and that it's not helping. We're blind and we're selfish. We care about a paycheck. In this case, that staff member came into my office. She was worried about being fired, but she was more worried about the patient, the 19-year-old girl living with the baby head inside. I mean, anyone else wouldn't be, it's his license. If something happens to her, it's on him, right? I should just do my job. So I went back and argued with him, and I said, "Doctor, it seems you're not done. You're missing the head." And he says, "Go look in the trash." 14-week baby head. Go look in the trash. Up until today, I can still remember the way he said that. His voice, and the way he looked at me like, "Don't bother me." After arguing, he agreed to do an ultrasound and found that the baby head was right above the IUD he had already inserted. That 19-year-old had 2 abortions in less than 45 minutes. They scraped her twice, and they didn't tell her about it. He falsified the chart, and he didn't even want to talk about it. He did not file a report. I left that clinic that day. I stormed out. I called my supervisor and said, "That's it. He will not touch another woman as long as I'm here as a supervisor." You can imagine that the employee of the year had just become Planned Parenthood's public enemy. A few days later, they fired me, accused me of having narcotics on my desk while I was out. I knew what this was going, but I didn't know what to do. What can an immigrant do against the multi-billion-dollar multinational company? What can I do against them? It's just one of me, right? So I thought. Because the crazies were out there ready to help me. So this lady that has been praying for me, it was the same lady that I met in 2000, by the way, just so you know. Back in the year 2000, 40 Days for Life did not exist. And then I slowly started seeing how you guys were being born and growing up and taking your first steps and taking over the first state and the second state, and then you became to Arizona. And then I remember getting this staff memorandum saying like, "Okay, gang is ready for the 40 Days for Life campaign. This is what not to do, and this is what to do, and this is what you should tell patients." And then remember that we have a few 40 days slow because we won't see that many patients. I mean, I even had a staff member not show up to her first day of work because people were praying. She said, "I don't want to work in a place where people have to pray." That's how powerful their praying was. But in my story, the people praying outside were ready to help me when no one else was. the pro-life movement in the state of Arizona was ready to help me. And this is how cool they are. They were told, just like Steve said, pray for someone that came out of the clinic and is going through a legal battle, but we're not going to make this public. And you all did that for me. Silently pray for me. And I started a lawsuit against Planned Parenthood on October of 2017. And against all odds, we won in August of 2019. And if you're Catholic, that deliberation came at 3 o'clock. Yeah, it was a divine mercy. And I couldn't believe, I mean, I knew people had asked me, so what if you lose? I'm not going to lose. I'm telling the truth, right? How hard can that be? You're telling the truth, they're lying. Win scenario. But they're Planned Parenthood. And they're used to winning. I mean, you don't hear about all these malpractice cases because they settle before they get to court. I didn't settle. They tried, but we didn't. Because I didn't start a lawsuit just so I will tell you I won because they're liars. Well, yes, part of it is. But I started the lawsuit because women deserve to know the truth. I started the lawsuit because you deserve to know that your prayers work. I started the lawsuit because you have to speak up when we see something wrong. See, today people tell me I'm courageous. They call me a hero. Heroic. And I tell them, in a way it's kind of sad that I'm looked as a hero, right? I did what was right. That should be the common thing to do, right? Speak up. You see something wrong, you speak up. We teach our children that. If you see someone being bullied, speak up. But when we become adults, all of a sudden, we see someone being bullied, and we're not going to speak up because we can lose our job. We're not going to speak up because we can get retaliation. We're not going to speak up because blah, blah, blah. We make excuses not to speak up. But see, I had just been teaching my kids that, and I'm like, this is a moment for me to set an example that we have to speak up. And it wasn't easy. I'm not going to tell you it was an easy decision to make. It was a big enemy. And no one wants Planned Parenthood as their enemy except you guys again, because you're crazy. We settled that. But I had to. I had to so I can come out in front of you and tell you what I have seen. That what you have been saying all along was true. Yes, I wasn't like you. A lot of you didn't have to see to believe. I had to. I had to see to believe. See, it was very easy for me to support abortion while I was working far away from abortion. It's very easy for someone to say, we support abortion. And then when you ask them what is an abortion, they don't even know what is an abortion. They don't even know what happens during abortion. But it's very easy. Because it's easier than the truth. And that's what my story is about. It's also about faith. Because it took the faith of the pro-life community in Phoenix, Arizona, that imagine that. I come out and I tell my novella. We all know what a novella is. Mexican soap opera. You know, we're the most dramatic ones making them. So I come out and tell my novella, and they say, we believe you. I'm like, really? Just like that? And then I go and see my lawyer. My lawyer says, I believe you, and I will defend you. And all these people decided to support me and to help me. And where was all my friends from Planned Parenthood? Not near me. They didn't even want to talk to me anymore. I had been there for 17 years. So what other lie did I learn from this? They don't care about women. They don't care about their loyal employee, right? They care about the abortionists because that's business. That's how they protect their business. So I'm truly hoping that my message could give you hope on what your prayers do out there. Why? Yes, we overturned Roe v. Wade. Myers on the right side of history now. but our job's not near being done. Because yes, you have heard that our government will try to push for us to pay for abortions so then the women can travel from Texas to New Mexico or whatnot. But what they're also doing is, I don't know how many of you are familiar with International Planned Parenthood Federation, which is the actual name for Planned Parenthood internationally. But Planned Parenthood, IPPF, as they're known in the world, have more affiliates than McDonald's has in the world. In Mexico, they're called MexFam. In Colombia, they're called Pro Familia. In Argentina, they're called FUSA. You see, because they don't go with they're not proud of Planned Parenthood name. McDonald's is proud of their French fries and Big Mac. They like to be called McDonald's in Japan. Planned Parenthood is not. They go with different names. First of all, financially, that's what they need to be. They cannot be Planned Parenthood incorporated all over the world, tax-wise, right? So, one sad part of my story is to tell you guys that the number one donors for International Planned Parenthood Federation, it's our tax money. Yes, we pay for abortions globally. Now, I don't know how many of you knew that, but we do. And that boat that you heard that is going to be opening in international waters, there's already one that exists already from a long time ago, where they take women from other continents. And as hard as we're working in the United States, they're working really hard at the border. They just opened the first clinic in Tijuana, a border with San Diego. And they're working on winning every city, every border state with Mexico, because they know our kids will go there. I was just the other weekend in Rocky Point. Rocky Point is a little destination for Arizonans, Phoenicians, to go on vacation in Mexico. It's our little Cabo San Lucas, if you want to call it. And I stopped at a pharmacy, and the state of Sonora, which is that state, the state of Sonora has not legalized abortion yet. The governor is very, very pro-abortion. And I step in a pharmacy, and I don't know how many of you go to Mexico, but I get my medication from Mexico because it's really cheap. It's cheaper than my copay. And a lot of people do that. And the first thing I saw when I entered that pharmacy was misoprostol, buy it here in English. Now, when you ask them, you sell the abortion pill? Well, no, misoprostol has never been created for abortion. But we all know that's how they're using. We have seen the websites of, we teach you how to do your abortion at home. Right? These are the same people that want to go to back alley abortions. The ones that are asking you to trust them and follow the instructions to do it at home by yourself. And that's why our prayers cannot just stop in our town. Our prayers need to go across the borders. Not only for California, for Washington State, Oregon, New York, and all those liberal states that are right now attacking the unborn and women, but also for all those countries. Our prayers have to go for Mexico. It has to go for Central America that has standed their ground to stay pro-life against all odds. For South America that it's been fighting the legalizing of abortion, we have to keep praying. Because it is amazing that Planned Parenthood, it's everywhere in the world, but so it's 40 days for life. So, whatever you do, don't give up. And I have one more special request. Please continue to pray for the abortion workers. Don't give up. It took the crazies of my sidewalk 17 years. Right, Nancy? She's somewhere in there. Right, Jim? It took them 17 years. And I'm here. Because that's how God works. I mean, like I said, the nice timing, right? I came out of the closet in 2020, I like to say, as a pro-life activist. So I'm fresh out of the oven. But I'm ready to fight along with you. And we're going to not only flip those states, but we're going to turn the world post-Roe. I have a few extra minutes because Sean and Steve took them away from me. I thank you so much for being here. It is great to meet all of you. As you have seen, this is the crazy one that it's been on. I'm going to introduce everyone from California because I get to meet all of you. You know, when I meet you like I have met the people from Colombia through my social media, and now it's great to see them here in person. I have met Lourdes Varela, which is our international face of 40 Days for Life, and it's great to see her now with her family here in person. I have met a lot of you on social media, but it's great to finally be able to hug you and tell you that I am grateful. I am thankful for your prayers, and I am thankful for you never giving up. And it is not the time. I know here in Texas you're very proud of the work you have done, but we need help in the rest of the border. We need help in California. And it's not that I'm asking you, maybe Sean can pay for a bus. Okay, I strongly believe back in my days that Sean was paying you to pray outside. I'm like, how much can he pay them? It's 112, Nancy, really? See? Crazy, I'm telling you. So, but it's not that we can get a bus and ship you all to California so you can help Alma and Escondido or Orange County or our lovely hero from North California to pray outside of abortion facilities and be more crazy. But I'm glad to be part of the crazies. We have to be crazy in love to want to pray for people that don't want us to pray for them, right? We want to be crazy to follow what our heart is telling us to do. And that is to continue to pray because that's what God expects from all of us. He expects not to give up. I didn't give up because of you. You gave me the strength that I needed to stand in front of Planned Parenthood in that trial room and face them and tell them that I stopped believing their lies. Thank you so much.